okay? But the actual mechanisms behind it, I'm not sure of. Yeah. As far as I know, it's all immune. By the way, you're fine. This is not life-threatening. Albinism is not life-threatening. Although, and you asked the question earlier, what happens to somebody who doesn't have any pigment in their skin? Do you think this person's going to be laid out in the sun? Do you think this person's going to go out in the sun at all? They would, or they can, but boy, do they have to be protected. They have to put their sun protection factor on. They have to be well covered. So somebody with albinism has to be well protected from the sun, and they have to do it themselves because their body's not doing it. If not, they're going to get burned very quickly. They're going to produce a ton of free radicals, and they're in trouble. Okay? Same thing with vitiligo. I mean, if you have these patches of hypopigmentation on your skin, you better cover those up very, very well, because these areas are going to be very vulnerable to UV rays, very vulnerable to free radical production, and that's going to cause some problems. Worst case scenario is what? What does too much sun give? Potentially cause cancer, right? Melanoma being the worst of them. I'm going to talk a little bit about melanoma. It's affected me personally, melanoma. Okay, so I'll talk about that in just a second. All right? Are we good? I want you to know the difference between, yes. Good question. I would think that would probably be the case, yeah. I don't know for sure, but that, I mean, just thinking about it, that would make sense. Okay? So, too many UV rays, bad. Although we are going to talk a little bit later about why UV rays are good for you. Just not yet. We're still going to do the bad stuff. All right? So, we've concentrated on the epidermis so far. Let's go a little bit deeper and let's talk about the dermal layer. Let's talk about the dermis, which is composed mainly of connective tissue, as you know, like collagen fibers, a lot of elastin fibers. It gives your skin that strength, flexibility, doesn't let it wrinkle. That's what those fibers do, so we want to keep them as intact as we possibly can for as long as we possibly can. Loss or damage of the collagen and elastic fibers, that's what causes wrinkles. Now, what damages these fibers? Well, when you get old, you don't live a really super healthy lifestyle, part of it's genetics, by the way, you're going to start to damage these proteins, and that's what causes the development of wrinkles. Now, certainly we don't want to accelerate the aging process. What would accelerate the aging process? UV rays in this particular case. So, UVA and UVB. I give you the wavelengths here. I don't care whether you know the wavelengths or not, but what I want you to know is this. And I have this picture here. Now, when I first saw this picture on the internet, because there was not one in the book, I just glossed over it. I said, boy, that's a dumb picture. That's no good. I'm not going to use it. But then I thought about it, and then I used it. I did this. I put the word epidermis here. I put the word dermis here because on that .edu page, by the way, I won't name the play, I won't say what was before that. It had dermis here as the more superficial layer, and had epidermis here as a deeper layer. And I always show this to warn you guys, there is so much shit on the internet that you have to be careful. All right, even at the more supposed good sites out there that are supposed to be accurate. Okay, so be careful when it comes to the internet, especially with business stuff. Just listen to me. Okay, if you have questions about it, if you go to a website and say, you know, I'm going to study this, just pass it by me first, because I've had many students. Hey, Dr. Laura, what about this video? No. Khan Academy, you guys ever hear of Khan Academy? There's a video on there that couldn't be more wrong about membrane potential. I'm going to point it out to you when we get to the nervous system. It couldn't be more wrong. All right, and that's a very reputable site, Khan Academy site. All right, so let's talk about this. What is correct about this picture is what they've done to these UV rays. UVA is penetrating into the dermal layer, UVB is not. The reason is that UVA is more powerful. So when it comes to damage to the dermal layer, it's UVA that's going to be doing the damage, not so much UVB. I want you to know that. Again, I don't care if you know what the wavelengths are, I don't care. I want you to know, however, that UVA penetrates deeper into the skin. I want you to know that. I want you to know it penetrates well within the dermal layer, whereas UVB simply cannot. Doesn't mean UVB is bad, but UVB is very bad. Yes, sir?
Now you say UVB has a higher frequency?
It has a higher wavelength, yeah. Typically when you have wavelengths and you have a lower frequency, it's more powerful. Something funky goes on with the skin that allows this to penetrate more deeply than that.
Okay, so UVB
Okay.
has,
Yeah, the lower wavelength typically will cause a light to be more powerful, not in this case. Yeah, no, that'd be bad. No. Okay, good catch. All right. So as we start to damage the dermal layer, what time do we have? Let's what? You know what? Let's take a break. When we come back, take about a 3-minute break.